Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today we are gonna be making beef wet fry. Yes, we are making beef wet fry, and for that we need our beef, which is right here, is cut into cubes. We have our onion, we have our bell peppers, which are cut in strips. We have our blended bell pepper tomatoes. We have our seasonings right here, paprika, salt, and of course our sazon and cooking oil. And with that, that is what we're gonna be using to make our beef wet fry. Without wasting time, let's head to the stove and start our cooking. So our meat is inside here in the pot, and as usual we're gonna add in our little salt, and we're gonna add in our paprika, and we're gonna add in our sazon. Remember, we are just adding a little of our spices. It's like marinating, but we are marinating as we cook. So I added like half a cup of water, and we are gonna let our meat cook. So the meat sometimes produces its own water, but because you don't want your meat to start sticking and burning, you can add a little water just to help it to pull out its own water. So we're gonna cover our meat. We're gonna give it like 10 minutes, and then we're gonna check on it and see where we are in our meat. So it has been about 15 minutes now. Sometimes beef can be tough, so you want to give it time so that it can be soft. So it has been about 15 minutes, and I'm also gonna add a little more time, maybe 5 more minutes, before adding any other thing on it. So I might have to add a little more water so that I can have my 5 more minutes added to it. This time I'm just gonna add a little just to help it not to stick, because we want our beef to cook and be tender and soft. So we're gonna let it cook for 5 minutes, and then we're gonna be back on it. So our meat is nice there, cooked, and it smells delicious, because you know we already added some of our spices. And so I'm gonna add my cooking oil there. I'm gonna let it sit for a minute or so that I can add in the onion. Our oil is hot, a little hot, so I'm gonna go in with my onion. So one trick I've learned is when you add more onion to your food, there's something that onion do to the food. It makes it more delicious. So if you have more onion, you can add into your food. And so we're gonna cover and let our onion cook or saute. So make sure you keep on checking on your food, because you don't want your food to burn. So make sure you check on your onion. It's kinda sauteed, but I want it a little bit brown, so I'm gonna give it 2 more minutes. I had blended a lot of tomatoes and bell pepper. I don't want to add it all because I don't want it to have a weird taste. So depending on how much you are making, mine was like 2.5 pounds of shank beef. That is what I used, the shank beef, the one with bone marrow. The bones have bone marrow inside. That's what I had used. So that's much of the bell peppers, like half of each colors. I added my leftover sazon. I added my paprika. I had 2 teaspoons of paprika, and then I'm gonna add in salt. So for the seasoning, I always say, or I always emphasize, please put according to your health. Put according to your health. There are some people who cannot use much spices, so be careful on the spices. Even without spices, your food will be still delicious as long as you put like herbal spices and all that, like our bell peppers, our salt, garlic, all that. It will make your food tasty. You don't have to add the sazon if it doesn't work for you. So I'm gonna add in a little water because we don't want it to stick, and we want our bell peppers to cook. So I'm gonna add another half a cup so that it can help our bell peppers cook. As you can see, the bell peppers helps you to have a thick paste. And it's smelling so good. It's smelling so good. So we're gonna cover, and I'm gonna lower my stove to medium so that it can slow cook our bell peppers to cook. Our bell pepper is cooked, and this is how our meal is looking. It smells so delicious. I'm gonna add in my bell peppers. So you see, I have them cut in strips. I have yellow, orange, red, and green, but you can, so we are not gonna cook them. We want them just to steam. So we're gonna give them about 2 minutes and our meal will be ready. Gonna give them 2 minutes and our meal will be ready to be served. And with that, I'm also gonna add in a little water because I don't want anything to stick. Just a little. The main thing here is not to add soup to this meal, but is to make sure that our meat is not sticking. So depending on the heat that you have or how your stove is, make sure your pot is not too dry because you don't want your food to burn. So that is how our food is looking, colorful. It has all the colors there. And now we're gonna give it 2 or 3 minutes and our food will be ready. So it has been about 3 or so minutes, and that's how our food is looking. Remember, our food or our beef here is wet. Beef is not a stew, so that is why we do not have any water or soup. It's just wet. And now it's looking super delicious. Our beef looks so delicious, and the bell peppers are crunchy. It smells so good too. So our beef is looking so nice, and I'm gonna serve it with fries. because this is how I got to be introduced to the beef. This is how I was introduced to the wet beef fry. I remember I had visited my country, Kenya, and we went somewhere and we were served wet beef fry with some fries, and it was so delicious. And so that is what I chose today to serve it with. But you can also serve it with ugali, you can serve it with rice, you can serve it with chapati, you can serve it with mukimo. It has a lot. It's like a side of meat that can be served with a lot of stuff. But ours, we are serving it today. There you have it. Do not hesitate to try on making this delicious meal. Make sure to subscribe, share this video with your friends, and like, comment, do all those good things to support these channels. We are on the road to 500. Help me reach 500, 5,000. So like, share with your friends. And if you have not subscribed, be sure to subscribe on my channel. It will support me. And also comment on what you like on the other foods and even this food. And until next time, is a bye bye. May the Lord God bless you.